I got Renita Young and Kevin Hanks here with me in studio. Let's start there, Renita, because it seems like some of the commentary is finally catching back up to Nvidia. We had all these positive notes last week. It sort of quietly bottomed, and now this week, to start off the day, stock is jamming.
It is, and so we saw this morning, we were talking about two specific analyst notes that came out, and since the morning, it's gained another price target hike. This one came from BMO Capital, who raised the price target to $550 a share from $450. That's around an 18% move to the upside, maintained an outperform rating. And just to remind us all of the numbers, HSBC raised its price target on Nvidia earlier to $780 a share. That's around a 68% move to the upside from where it's trading today. KeyBank raised its price target to $620 from $550, around a 33% move to the upside or so from right now. But it's a similar message among all of them. They feel like the AI trade has not been fully captured in the shares, and that this stock has a lot more to go when it comes to it, especially as AI normalizes in the market. Other companies catch on, and other companies devote spending to the AI trade. They also raised their fiscal expectations for the company as well, like HSBC raising the full year 2024 and 2025 estimates. Nothing but positive. We did remember about how ARK Invest did divest of their shares in Nvidia, saying that it's overpriced. And so one would wonder if other investors would go that route. But so far today, we haven't seen any of that. We've only seen everything to the upside.
Amazing that we're getting the 2024, 2025. I mean, how far out are they going to push up the expectations? The confidence in the stock is oozing right now. Kevin, is that a setup for success or disappointment?
Well, there's a term that was used in the past called irrational exuberance. I hate to pull that one out of the archives, but you know, you had me on this morning, Oliver, and then you had a guest on right after me. And he said he's long puts in Nvidia.
Right, that was Mike Purvis.
Valuation, right?
Yep.
And the valuations are, I don't know if they're gaudy, they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this company put up ridiculous numbers last quarter, and growth and guidance. So the question is, how long can this last? Remember, because take AI and take it out, move back 12 to 18 months, put in streaming. Take that out, move back 12 to 18 months, put in crypto. And
don't forget metaverse.
And yeah, exactly. So these sectors go through euphoria trades that never last. Remember, Netflix is the clear winner in streaming, and the stock's $250 off its high.
Sure. The thing with this last earnings, though, overnight, the valuation of NVIDIA actually went down because their guidance lift to the bottom line was so huge. But that's where I feel like the perspective comes in again. Now the analyst expectations have been ratcheted up even more. And can you get two earnings in a row where your entire outlook has to be refreshed to the upside? I mean, it just seems like it's such a high bar for them to reach, just not compared to anybody else in their group, not compared to any of the software companies that might have their own AI tool. I mean, the hardware shows us, but to themselves, to compare to last quarter, that's such a high bar to reach.
Last quarter was such an incredible move through the expected move. It was incredible how far it went from what the options volatility thought would be the expected move, which was not a small number, by the way, and it blew through there. Now, can you do that again, or are you setting up everyone with high expectations up for disappointment? I have no idea, Oliver, but this is going to be fun Wednesday to cover this.
Also a little sleeper today, too, Renita. Tesla up 7%, revving up again. You know, not the same compelling setup chart-wise because it just rolled over almost $100 in the last 2 weeks since earnings. But still, this is a nice pop today.
It is, especially since it had been on a 6-day losing streak, right? Finally popping that losing streak if it closes up by close, which it appears to be. Now, Baird said that those recent price cuts that have been happening have actually had positive impacts on margins, just as the company decided that it would do, sacrifice the prices for the moment in favor of better margins, and that'll be the driving narrative of Tesla in the second half of 2023. Now, The analyst over at Baird in this bullish note also said that there are several potential upcoming catalysts for Tesla. That includes the Cybertruck launch that everyone's been waiting for since the day before forever, right? And then a wider scale adoption of full self-driving vehicles, that continued growth in the company's energy business, where we've already seen it, adding GM, adding Ford to be allowed to use its chargers in the United States. That'll be coming soon. Also, with those companies even now starting to create new vehicles with the actual standard already in the car. And then a possible AI day may be coming for Tesla. And that would be pretty interesting, because how many AI specific tools have we heard from Tesla? We know AI is integrated,
sure,
but I don't know that we've heard any specific AI announcements yet.
Well, that's what's been so fascinating, because like their whole case long term is to have these self-driving vehicles,
right,
which is like the most incredible AI potential, but the market has been so focused on the chip makers and language AI and generative AI and kind of the chat element of it. It kind of feels like Tesla, strangely enough, sort of fell in the background of that conversation.
Oliver, if you are a Tesla skeptic or bear or a short, what keeps you up at night is the pipeline, right? What is in that guy's brain and what's in his pipeline that could change everything? And you see it. Renita just mentioned 4 things. Any one of them. She didn't even mention the robo-taxi, which is down the pipeline, which they think could be 60-some% of their revenue going forward in profits. We didn't even talk about that yet. The Cybertruck's the next on the list, but the pipeline is what should frighten all Tesla skeptics.
Well, it feels like this is where it's such a big week, because if Nvidia can deliver enough to keep this story going about the next secular tech wave of disruption, that might be the only force that can compete with the might of the bond market.
Yeah.
And today it's doing a good job keeping up and pushing back against the pressure from bonds, because we thought this market for the NASDAQ would probably be under more pressure today based on bonds.
This is a rare event where you get a spiking yield market and higher stocks. Very rare.
Okay. Would certainly be like the golden goose that nobody expects either, by the way, if suddenly the correlation just stopped and we got higher yields and higher stocks. What a week that would be. But all right, well, it still has a lot of proving left to do. Thanks, Kevin Hankson, Renita Young. Good stuff.